Ali and Keithy are off to go and fertilise some of the wheat. We've got the man with the baler here today. Every year we have it done. Same guy comes to do it, Mark. A really good chap, really knowledgeable. Peter always gives him a hand. They go through the baler, they literally rip the whole baler apart. Anything that needs replacing gets replaced. Yeah, we'll have 2 minutes with him, see what he's doing. Keithy's just getting set up. He's got Peter's tractor over there, got the spinner on. Ground is just goable, so they're just going to go and chuck the fertiliser on the wheat over at Jim's, and I think, well, they'll do what they can until it gets too bad again. So we've got the baler in. Yep. Every year you come and have a look at this baler, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So what have we got to look at you come check it over every time. You give us a parts list, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah. It's a yearly service, yes. Yeah. Where you take it apart, you go through it from one end to the other.
Yeah.
You grease it, lubricate it, replace the warm parts.
Yeah.
And then you just set it back up and put it back together.
Right.
So hopefully next year you do your baling, you don't call us, sir.
Problems quick.
It sorts of slows down, stops the downtime for you.
Yeah.
And doesn't overload us with problems in the harvest when we're busy doing everything else, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So what have you got to do to this today?
Well, what we're doing today is took the ram out, which is at the back there, and put some ram rollers in it.
Right.
Straighten up some bits on the front of it.
Yeah.
And then there's a slip clutch to take apart, the gearbox oils to do, and then there's some C's rollers and stuff on the knotters which you have to do.
Yeah.
And then shim the ram up, put it all back together, grease it, run it up, and make sure she ties knots.
And is about a day's work, is it?
About
to do all that?
of the day, yeah.
Is this bit, what are you working on there? Is that the clutch?
I just stripped the slip clutch all out, cleaned all the plates up.
Oh, you've already done it, have you?
Yeah, I've just put it back together now.
And why do you pull that apart then?
To make sure it's not seized up.
Right.
Where it gets subtle winter, the plates will seize, the friction plates will seize to the steel ones if there's a bit of rust.
Yeah.
And then it's not doing its job.
No.
So you take it all apart, just clean it, put it back together, make sure it's free. Set the spring length all the same.
Where do some of these parts go then, Mark? Are you working inside the chamber, are you? Is that where most of the wear is, inside that chamber? Or?
So on those runners down, there's a runner over there. That sits down this left-hand side. Not the way it is. You can see where it's...
So the old plunger goes back and forwards on there, does it?
That's it, yeah.
Is there always wearable parts every year?
Not every year, because they're quite expensive, those runners sort of thing. So just when they start wearing down something, you can't set the scrapers back up, so it needs doing, otherwise you get muck underneath.
Yeah.
And it makes those rollers on that ram skid down then.
Right.
When it skids down there, it wears these out even more then.
And does this plunger wear? Does that wear?
Not really. It's got rollers underneath it and a slider, but
yeah,
you do get bits, but so those are alright. So
yeah. Oh, nice one.
Sharpen the blades up. And
so she'll be good to go again.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah. We have to put
I see that. Agriculture.
They didn't have one. I've got a tractor tyre on there, but more grip. So. Cheers for that, Mark. Yep. Nice one.
Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around.
This is our 6480. We were talking about, we had a slight clutch problem on it. Turns out he's looked at it and it's looking like the front clutch packs. So that's going to be going off to his work, and if he can get some pictures of it while it's being repaired, he will do, and we'll show him in the video for you. But we're going to actually send that away pretty soon. Tomorrow. We're going to send it away tomorrow up there, and yeah, they're going to look at that for us. Last night, we before we went home, we had a calf. This young man here, quite a big young man, and his mum, although she was a cow, she was ever so tight still. Farmer had to have the machine on her, get him out, and I wouldn't have liked to have done that on my own. That was he was ever so tight in there. But farmer got him out, he's alive, so we're really chuffed. Cow's happy, cow's eating. She'll be out at the troughs getting some grub. But yeah, this one was in the night, and she is a little bit lively, this one. They can be like that, so you can tell them straight away. They let you know they don't want you there, and you just got to get out and leave them to it. Give them a few days, they usually settle down. We've just had one this morning as well. Over the last few weeks we've been having a little bit of issues with the calves. Not so much the calving, it's the calves. We're not actually sure what is going on. We've got a little fresh one over here. She had him herself. We'll give it another half hour because he's only just come out. We'll give it another half hour and we'll dip his navel in the iodine. Keithy and Charlie are heading out on the fertiliser again. They were having a bit of trouble yesterday because I'll show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like. But as they're putting the bags in, we always cut the bottoms and it falls out. But the inside bags, poor old Keith, he got covered. Looked like a snowman when he come back yesterday. The inside bag is falling through, then he's having to pick it all out, and a bit of a nightmare. We're having to tie him up to the top. We're gonna have this down, aren't we?
Yeah. Got shift line linens on top.
Yeah.
They want stacking on the next row along, you know, so we pick them up with the grab.
Yeah.
But you can't get them from the first one, see, because of the roof.
Right, okay.
If I stack one back, we should get them.
Rightio. Where are you gonna put me? Okay. Right where I am is a load of barley straw. What have we got? 1, 2, that's meadow hay. 2 blocks of barley straw then. We got a lorry coming in this evening or tomorrow apparently. So we're gonna get these moved back. Peter's out the front there and he's just making that little ditch a little bit deeper because after looking at where we want to run our drain for the front yard there, it's going to be too shallow where it is, so we're going a little bit deeper so we can run the drain into it. This is what you got to watch when you're up on the straw and the haystack. It's just where they get loaded in during the summer. Try and keep yourself on the packs. Oh, it's funny in the summer when we're all up here because we put straw on top of the hay, not the straw because this is all straw, but we put a layer of straw on top of the hay to keep the dust down, let the hay breathe. Yeah, we all come up, we try and do it in the morning time when it's not too hot, and oh god, it's the funniest thing. It has me in stitches every year. Peter and Keith, they get up and you just see them sink down to their waist. It's so funny. You know, that'll only go 1 pack deep, but it's I try not to fall in them if I can. Right, there's all my bales. Now it's just a case of untying the sheet. We'll pull it up towards us, that way we don't have to drag it back up if we let it drop. The old man's just taking the round ones off that we're leaning against the sheet. Hey. Doing a wheelie. Hey Pete, that was really good. Don't know if that's running or not. Where does that go then, Pete? Straight across there?
Yeah, they go
Yeah, but does it go right down to that ditch?
Where those waves are in that edge.
Yeah.
Through there.
Oh, right. It's good, Pete. Bang on. Whoa. Keithy and Charlie managed to get everything fertilised up, all the winter crops, all the winter wheat. So they finished up at Alistair's today, just before it started raining. He's just giving it a good clean off, because you don't want to leave it sat in there. It's really corrosive. So yeah, so the nitrogen's gone on. I don't know what rate they've gone on. We ain't gone crazy, I don't think. We haven't. He'll just wash the tractor off and stop anything rusting up. And he is part of the team. Okay. Come on, boy. Come on. Go on. Shh, shh, shh. Go on. Go on. Shh. Go on. Thinks he's the boy, doesn't he? Lick you to death.
Absolute dickhead, isn't it?
Noisiest one out the lot.
Just a cop. When we had them gates low down, we had them a bar lower. Couldn't get the gates over shit like this, so it was a right pain in the arm.
Yeah.
I got Pete to cut the bottom rails off her.
Right. Stood in the danger zone, didn't I? My own fault. Wet and heavy, isn't it, Charlie? I don't know why, even though it's poo, I don't mind doing this. Do you know what I mean? The sound of it is worse than it is. It comes out all slabby. I don't know if that's it.
This is good enough, matey, because he don't need anything at the, he don't lay at the back of the shed, quite honestly. I thought that'll keep you better if you've only got them pallets for him.
Yeah. If you leave that fertiliser in that spinner, how long till it rots it? How long?
Oh, yeah, I don't know about, I have no clue, Matt, but what it does, it starts rusting stuff.
Yeah.
And it is mental corrosive. Nitrogen especially, Matty.
Yeah.
The P&K will look worse, but nitrogen is super corrosive.
Yeah. Will it go on your tractor as well?
Yeah, that'll bugger your tractor up, Matt. Do you remember me telling you about that tractor I bought?
Yeah.
That come off of a fertiliser spinner. That had spent its whole life on a fertiliser spinner and had never been washed. And it was just as rotten as a pear.
Say yeah, Ricky boy. Oh boy. Touched him before he could snort. Really does, though. Oi! Good. Don't be a... Oi! God, he's like an old man, isn't he? I don't like him. There's our load of muck from the bulls. We'll muck them out. We usually just muck the fronts out. There's a deer. This deer's been here every day this week. We usually just muck the fronts out because that's where they stand and feed. We never really put straw there, so it just ends up as well, just a bit of muck around their feet. So we try and keep that cleaned out. Right, I need easier gear here. Whee. And then we'll clean their pens out like that twice a year, and then when it comes to summer and they end up going to the fields, we will clean the pens right out and have the lot out. Feels like ages. I feel like I ain't been on a tractor for ages. We had a new customer come and take some straw out this morning, so farmer was really chuffed with that. Hopefully yeah, they seemed pretty good and the straw was nice, so hopefully they're happy with that. The old muck situation is whoa, did you see the weight shift then? That's as easy as it can turn on you, you know. You want to be ready to bring that down. If that starts going, you want to be backing off it a bit because you will tip them over. Right, so yeah, we had a new customer this morning. Obviously there used to be a big lot of barley straw there. Farmer loaded them up nice and early this morning. These are just some not quite so good big bale hay. We're going to feed it to cows. They'll it's more than good enough for them. Didn't really make a dent in it, did it? Do you remember about a month ago when I said the oats were going? They're still here. Apparently nobody can give you a... no one can actually go by what they say. They said they were going to be moved last week and it is the end of this week. Still here. The guys are just heading up to Alistair's to do a little bit of drainage works. Pete, Keith, Charlie, they're all going up there. Me and Farmer are going to tag some calves. Got no hat for today. It's the sun's shining, it's quite warm. Farmer came down yesterday and within the hour there was 3 calves running around, so a couple of them, this one here and this one here, are quite feisty. It's alright. It's alright. Yeah, when they're a bit feisty like this, we tend to just lock them out the way. They just become a bit of a nuisance. We've got a little heifer here, so just an ear tag for this one.
The old man came out last night, yesterday afternoon. I'd lost my book. I was, what you been at, Anne? Ah, what you got going on then? Got another? I said, no, I've got 2. Ah, what you been at, Anne? Well, I got one with a leg back. Ah, you should have given us a shout. I told him I got 3 down there. He's like, well, no, you haven't, have you? And I said to him on this, I said, it's the exact words of me. There was nothing going on an hour ago.
No.
Sure enough, it's the exact words.
No, but that's how quick it can change, can't it?
When we come back yesterday afternoon, mate, I knew we got one.
Yeah.
And we got another one up in the silage clamp and one's out in here.
Oh man, I look a right knob with my hair. Yeah, as you saw, we just tagged a few calves. So they have an ear tag, which is a herd number, so they have that. The males will have a ring around their testicles to stop them becoming bulls, and that makes them then a steer. We want to get these guys separated from them because one, we want to feed them a little bit better. We want to feed them a little bit better quality hay, which means they'll get back in order when we put the bull in again. They'll be in better order. Calves are going to continually drag them down as they're taking milk off them. Better hay for the cows. The calves have got this little creep here, and they do use it. They'll come in here out the way. One, it stops them getting trod on, and it does happen every year. You get one that gets stood on. If calf wants to get away, they can come in here and mum can't hound them and they can't get sat on, and they do use them. They love these little creeps. We've got one in each shed. Got to be keeping our eye on. There's one in here that only had one testicle dropped. You've got to have two, so in about a week's time we're going to check him over again, see if we can find two, then put a ring on him then. His number was 337. Keep an eye on him. In about a week's time we'll check him over, get a ring on him. Everything else in this shed is still to calve, apart from that 324 who's super lively. We should give the farmer a hard time, so we're going to leave her to settle down for a few days, then we'll bring her in. Or if she's eating and calf's away, we'll slip the calf in and tag and do what we need to do with calf, and then they can come in here as well. So when we next tag the next lot, we'll probably give them this whole shed here. If we want to, we can give them a bit of yard space, feed them outside the front of the yard. The only thing that holds us back a bit is feeding space. There's enough for these lot here, but if we had any more, we've got to then give them another space to feed. So we'll give them a little bit of yard space and this shed. I think farmer told me there's about 40 left to calve, so we're just over halfway, I think. Stabilizers are just starting to change, so we'll see what they look like soon. Got some fittings to change on this big tank, so it's empty at the minute, and we are going to get that sorted out in the next few days. The fittings around the front are leaking, so we wanted to put the new fittings on, but keep never getting round to it. Is this going to come? Oh, it's been tied. It won't be long before Keithy can get out here. He's just putting on Roundup, and that's going to kill off all these grasses, kill off all the weeds, everything like that. Then Keithy will come through. His combination drill has a power harrow attached to it, so it's going to mash it all down, level it all out, and drill the seed all at the same time. So limits the amount of passes on the field, and it should do a nice job out here. Actually, we're hoping it does a nice job. Once it comes down, it locks itself all together, so it can't move. It's a really nice system. What's that doing now? What's that doing?
It transfers it through that.
All right. So it's all coming out of there, going in there?
Yeah. It's plumbed up the shop through the inlet spacer, so you can get the chemical in as well, Mark.
Yeah, okay.
All the chemical, it gets the chemical mixed up well.
Yeah. It doesn't look that bad out there, does it? It's not too bad.
Unbelievable.
Oh, the top's dry, isn't it?
I'm putting on a bit more water.
Yeah.
If I'm going slower, I want to keep the water pressure up a bit.
Yeah.
In the booth.
Yeah.
So I've got to put a bit more water on because I'm having to go so slow.
Yeah. It'll still get the same application overall.
Yeah.
As if you were going faster.
The chemical will be the same.
Yeah. But the water content.
Will be more.
Yeah.
I usually go about 100 litres. So we're spraying at 100 litres at 12k.
Yeah.
And that will be about 3 bar pressure.
Yeah.
Which is good for those nozzles.
Yeah.
But the slower I go, the lower the pressure gets.
Yeah.
Because obviously you want to put the same amount on.
Yeah.
Well, then it doesn't spray dead accurate.
No.
So you just up. So what you do is up your volume.
Yeah.
Get your pressure about the side.
I got you. Yeah.
And it's fine.
Do you always use the same nozzles?
Yeah, I could do 90% of it without.
Yeah.
They're bloody good. There's two sorts on there, mate. They're a low drip. You can tell by the little tab in the. They got a hole in the just for easy reckoning. They got a hole in the thing there.
Oh yeah.
The solid ones are not low drift.
Right.
And I say that, but this is a low drift because it's like an induction nozzle. And what there are, just in these, there's 2 orifices in these. So, you've got that orifice there is slightly bigger than that one.
Right, yeah.
So what it does, it reduces the pressure between that little tiny gap, that 1/4 inch gap in there, it
Yeah.
reduces the pressure.
Yeah.
So it comes out as low drift. Look at that crap. I've washed that out twice.
Bloody hell.
That's that bloody rubbish that we were spraying the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that stuff. And I washed them booms out. I did them twice, but I probably did them 3 times.
Yeah.
Those ones is exactly the same principle, Matt.
Yeah.
There's a bigger gap.
Yeah,
You
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
There's a little one there, and the principle is exactly the same. But they're even lower drift. But what they do, because it makes it low, it makes the droplet size quite coarse.
Yeah.
So, pre-emergent stuff like that, or if you've got a massive leaf, if you're eating grass like that and you want to hit a big leaf,
Yeah.
not too much of an issue. If you want to hit little tiny single stems of black grass,
Yeah.
the droplets will run straight off.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you were putting on like a pre-emergent spray,
Better in.
you could go with them.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
Yeah.
do
So
not-
if it were breezy and the application was, you know,
Yeah.
you've got to get it on,
Yeah.
these are the ones you
Yeah,
use.
just turn them round like
They just turn.
that round,
Yeah.
on the way you go now.
And the red ones are for.
Right, they're just basically a bigger orifice completely.
Right.
So if I was doing, if I want to go up to 200 litres,
Yeah.
at 12k, 3 bar, you're going to be putting on 100 litres with air.
Right.
You can put on 200
Yeah.
at 3 bar.
Yeah.
You've got to slow up to 6k.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. And we are.
Change that to a bigger orifice, I could do 12k.
Yeah. 200 litres.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can do it. I had a bit of an argument with an old boy on one of the courses.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that you can't spray one set of nozzles. And I was like, yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can stick 500 litres on them,
No.
but for what I was doing, which is basically from 100 litres to 200 litres, which is what I said to him, I could do all of my spraying with that.
Yeah.
I told him 90%, but I know I could do it all.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Yeah. Whether you have to slow up or.
Exactly, I
Yeah.
have to vary my speed.
Yeah, exactly.
I could do it.
Yeah.
We had quite a little argument over it. I think we agreed to disagree in the end.
Much better package though, isn't it? This sprayer is a much tidier package, isn't it?
Booms are heavier, Matt. And the downside is I could run those booms on my old sprayer lower on that ploughing.
Yeah.
And these I can't.
No. You're telling me there's a bit of sway, weren't you?
Yeah, it wants a damper on there, Matty. You know, I'm pretty certain a damper would stop it. I've been that way. I've been on Gold Graham today.
Yeah.
You know, whether he'll get on the hard as and say to him,
Yeah.
I might even buy a bloody damper. I know they're good lads. At Boston Crop Sprays, they're bloody good lads. They
Yeah.
might even send me one to try and put on to. You know, I don't mind trying it myself.
No, definitely. So you're saying it goes one way and the momentum carries it and pulls it right down the other?
Yeah, there's nothing to damp it, mate. It's
No.
just going one, bam, and I'm sure a damper would help
Yeah.
massively.
And is it just on the rough stuff, is it? More than anything?
It's mainly on the rough stuff, mate.
Yeah.
It's not quite as good a bigger. Stability-wise, I don't think it's quite as good as the old one.
Yeah.
But I think that's more in the weight of the boom. It's a heavier sections boom.
Yeah.
And they've got to do that for folding.
Yeah.
You know, because it's, you know, you can't fold in 5 places and have it lightweight.
No.
You know, you can't do that.
No.
But it's, overall package, much better.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sweet.